Arkady Alexandrovich Gaydamak, born on April 8, 1952, in Moscow, USSR, is a Russian-born French-Israeli businessman, philanthropist, and president of the Congress of Jewish Religious Communities and Organizations of Russia, KEROOR. Gaydamak's contributions and efforts during the 1990s, particularly in the war in Bosnia, earned him prestigious awards such as the French Ordre National du Mérite and the Ordre du Mérite Agricole for his actions in rescuing personnel. With citizenship in Israel, Canada, France, and Russia, along with a diplomatic passport from Angola, Gaydamak's international identity reflects his diverse background and global connections. At the height of his career in 2007, Gaydamak's net worth was estimated to be between $700 million and $4 billion USD. However, a series of lawsuits, failed investments, and the global economic crisis in 2008 led to a significant decline in his net worth. Arcadi Gaydamak was born in Moscow, the capital of the USSR, and at the age of 20, he became one of the earliest Jewish immigrants to move to Israel from the Soviet Union during Leonid Brezhnev's era. Upon arrival, he obtained Israeli citizenship and settled in Kibbutz Beit Hashida, where he immersed himself in the local community and studied Hebrew at an Ulpan. Initially intending to serve in the Israeli army, Gaydamak's plans took a different turn, leading him to relocate to France instead. There, he established a translation bureau, leveraging his language skills and entrepreneurial spirit to build a new life in a foreign land. After establishing Gaydamak Translations in France, Arcadi Gaydamak expanded his business endeavors by opening a branch in Canada in 1982. During this period, he ventured into import and export activities, marking the beginning of his international business ventures. Following the collapse of the USSR, Gaydamak seized opportunities to cultivate connections in Russia and Kazakhstan. This period saw him establish various business entities across Europe, further expanding his global network and influence. Gaydamak resides in Caesarea, Israel, where he owns a home. He is married to Irene Sironikova, with whom he has 3 children, fluent in Russian, French, and English. Gaydamak also possesses basic proficiency in Portuguese and Hebrew. In December 2008, Gaydamak returned to Russia, settling in Moscow. Subsequently, in February 2009, reports emerged indicating his intention to regain Russian citizenship, which he had lost upon emigrating to Israel decades earlier. Arcadi Gaydamak's investment portfolio spans across continents and encompasses a wide array of industries, showcasing his diverse business interests and global reach. In France and Israel, Gaydamak ventured into real estate, establishing a presence in both countries' property markets. Additionally, he invested in Phosphate, the world's largest phosphate producer, and expanded his investments to include a gold mine and a metal processing plant in Kazakhstan. Gaydamak's investment prowess extended to media, with ownership stakes in the Russian weekly publication Moskovskaya Novosti. Furthermore, he diversified his investments into food distribution in Russia and acquired interests in oil fields and granaries in Angola. In Israel, Gaydamak's investments were notably extensive and rapid, earning him celebrity status during the mid-2000s. His assets included ownership of the Bikur Holim Hospital in Jerusalem, the Beitar Jerusalem Football Club, a significant stake in Africa-Israel Holdings, and ownership of the 99 FM radio station. These investments garnered widespread attention in Israel and were frequently covered in the local media, solidifying Gaydamak's reputation as a prominent figure in the country's business landscape. In February 2007, Arcadi Gaydamak observed the social challenges facing Israel and decided to take action. He established a party focused on addressing socioeconomic issues, naming it Social Justice. While initially formed as a social movement, Gaydamak expressed openness to transforming it into a political party if necessary. By the end of 2007, there were discussions about the party participating in the upcoming municipal elections in 2008. In November 2008, Gaydamak decided to run for mayor of Jerusalem. Despite his efforts, his party did not secure any seats on the city council. Throughout his campaign, Gaydamak actively sought support from the Palestinian community in East Jerusalem. He engaged with prominent Palestinian figures, including the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Mohammed Ahmad Hussein, and other political leaders and media outlets. Gaydamak's outreach efforts led to significant attention and almost an endorsement from the Palestinian community. In July 2005, Arcadi Gaydamak took a significant step into the world of sports sponsorship by becoming the sponsor of the Hapoel Jerusalem basketball team. Shortly after, he demonstrated his commitment to supporting diversity in sports by donating $400,000 to the Israeli Arab Nashik Football Club. On the same day, Gaydamak announced the acquisition of a 55% ownership stake in Beitar Jerusalem, a prominent football club. Within 2 days, he completed the purchase of full ownership of the club. Alongside his involvement in sports, Gaydamak is actively engaged in philanthropy as the patron of several Jewish charities and serves as the president of the Congress of Jewish Religious Communities and Organizations of Russia, KEROOR, a prestigious Jewish umbrella group in Russia. In January 2006, Gaydamak's son, Alexander Gaydamak, acquired Portsmouth FC from Milan Mandarich. However, the ownership of the football club changed hands in 2009 when Gaydamak sold it to Ali Al-Faraj. Despite the change in ownership, Gaydamak's influence in the club remained significant. In the summer of 2008, it was officially confirmed by the Premier League that Alexandra Gaydamak was the owner of Portsmouth FC, further highlighting the family's involvement in the football industry. In March 2006, Gaydamak expanded his media empire by acquiring the French newspaper France Soir through his company Moscow News. This acquisition followed his purchase of the Russian newspaper Moskovsky Novosti in 2004. Upon acquiring Moskovsky Novosti, Gaydamak implemented significant changes, including the dismissal of senior journalists and a shift in the paper's editorial stance to align with pro-government sentiments. Gaydamak's foray into media ownership underscores his diversified business interests and his influence in shaping public discourse through media platforms. In June 2007, Arcadi Gaydamak initiated negotiations to purchase the non-kosher supermarket chain TID Tom. Reports surfaced indicating his intention to enforce Jewish religious practices in the stores, including closing them on Shabbat and discontinuing the sale of pork products. However, shortly after the negotiations began, the deal collapsed, leading to legal disputes and resulting in a lawsuit. In July 2009, Arcadi Gaydamak made a significant announcement regarding the ownership of Beitar Jerusalem. He revealed his decision to relinquish ownership of the football club in favor of Itzik Kornfein and Guma Eger. Under this arrangement, Kornfein would oversee player acquisitions and sales, while Aguirre would be responsible for financing the club. Arcadi Gaydamak has made significant donations to various Israeli organizations, demonstrating his commitment to philanthropy. Among the beneficiaries of his generosity are Megan David Adam and Hatzola. Additionally, he pledged a substantial sum of $50 million to the Jewish Agency for Israel, although he later withdrew this offer. Ultimately, Gaydamak donated $10 million to the cause. During the 2006 Israel-Lebanon conflict, Gaydamak took proactive measures to support those affected by the crisis. He established a tent village on the Nitzanim beach, providing shelter to thousands of families who had fled the rocket-stricken north and had nowhere else to go. Gaydamak's contributions during this period amounted to a remarkable $15 million, averaging approximately $500,000 per day. Furthermore, in November 2006, he organized and funded a one-week vacation in Eilat for hundreds of residents from Sderot, a city that had endured numerous rocket attacks from Gaza, offering them respite and relief from the ongoing conflict. Arcadi Gaydamak was honored by the French government with two prestigious citations: the Chevalier de l'Ordre National du Mérite and the Ordre du Mérite Agricole. These recognitions were awarded in acknowledgement of Gaydamak's pivotal role in rescuing two French pilots captured during the war in Bosnia in the 1990s, as well as two French intelligence officers who were held captive by rebel factions in the Caucasus region. Due to the classified nature of these operations, the citations cited Gaydamak's contribution to agriculture as a cover. Former French Interior Minister Charles Pasqua confirmed this arrangement, revealing that President Jacques Chirac personally authorized the citations.